and it looked like it was looking dark for me for a minute, right? And when in the beginning, it was looking dark for me in a minute, and everybody like, yo, you gotta respond, you gotta, say something, this, that, and the third. Like my closest family and friends.
Yeah, bitterness cannot just run within the ex. It could run within the friends and family around them as well.
It brings out the bitterness in all of them.
Don't talk. Keep it within your household. Keep it within your partner. Don't be gossiping. Don't be running to your friends just to like make yourself feel better and let it air out. Just scream if you have to. Like, because.
So we talking about bitter exes, right? Erin made she had a good take on, what she experienced with a bitter ex. I've been through that as well. An ex tried to ruin my reputation, and in the beginning of the breakup, because I'm not going on social media. I'm not. I'm not explaining myself to anyone. If this is what you want to believe, I'm good at allowing people to believe whatever they want to believe, especially if someone is hearing one side of the story and you just hook, line, and sink what if someone says. Some things were true, but a lot of things was things taken out of context and lies, right? And it looked like it was looking dark for me for a minute, right? And when in the beginning, it was looking dark for me in a minute, and everybody like, yo, you gotta respond, you gotta, say something, this, that, and the third. Like my closest family and friends, but I was like, no, I don't give energy to something that's dying. But listen, I didn't know how strong I was I didn't know how strong I was until doing it, because this is somebody that I actually was in love with, that I love. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and I would never go around spreading lies, rumors, or even telling her dirty laundry to anyone else, because it's none of their business. And I understand that doesn't mean what I'm going to say. I'm gonna tell you some bad things about her to make it seem like she's a bad person. No, she's a good person. Yeah. It's just that I did some things to her and in the past that, either she couldn't let go, obviously. And it caused the breakup, and it's probably like a nerve, like, nigga, you gonna break up with me after all of this stuff that I took from you. You know what I mean? So naturally, she might had a point of being bitter. However, I would never throw dirty laundry out in the public, and that's what it tried to happen to me. But at the end of the day, when you try to I think, and this is to the audience more so than anything, be careful who you throw dirt on people's names, because only thing you're going to do is sound bitter, and only if that person stay consistent and be who they truly are, their name just going to grow like a flower. So don't try to throw dirt on people's names. Just focus and do you and heal yourself,
I think you used a great word, try. Mm-hmm. Because, look at where you are now. Mm-hmm. You're doing well for yourself. I'm doing well for myself. So obviously these exes didn't actually conquer what they set out to do. No. It was only an attempt.
That's right.
I've definitely been there. I can sit up here and say, oh, be the bigger person, don't fall into bitterness. That's not the way to do it. Mm-hmm. But, I could say that I'm the type of person that I do fight fire with fire, as much as I say not to. I feel like all my experiences in life have led me to feeling like that now. Mm. So I feel like in the future, I do have a man now. I move differently with him, and I feel like I'm gonna move differently in the future. Mm-hmm. But I have definitely been there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I had a crazy ex who definitely tried to tarnish my reputation. Mm-hmm. By spreading rumors, spreading lies, one that like really hurt a lot, and I kind of dealt with some issues was, he said I had gonorrhea, which I've never had gonorrhea ever in my life. I've never had an STD, period, y'all. Mm-hmm. Thank God for that. But realistically speaking, that was my man at the time. So it's like, you're over here saying I have gonorrhea. You were having sex with me raw.
That means you got gonorrhea.
And that was the first thing I thought. Like,
telling people your business like that.
And second of all, it's like, realistically, what's the point of that? Like, I just feel like me being in his position, I would have never did that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as bad as I am, as strong as I am, as heartless as people say I can be, I wouldn't do something like that. Like, I feel like, especially if it's a lie. Now, if it's true, then, you know, that's a different story. Say what you got to say. But that was never true. That was never the situation. And it definitely caused some issues in my life. I had to correct the situation. I had to, like, tell other people, like, get people involved. And like you said, like, now you're airing out your personal business, and now other people are getting involved in your relationship. And it was annoying to me because I had to, like, tell people stuff that they didn't even know about my relationship at that time. Give them backstories and shit just so that they could see what was going on at that moment, why he was saying this, why we were having the breakup. And nobody wants to deal with that.
What did you learn?
I learned that, you know, my mom used to tell me how people are when they're really angry is like their true colors. You know, like, pay attention to how your partner treats you when they're upset at you, because that's really like their true colors. And I feel like that makes sense to me. You know, the man I'm with now, thankfully, he's a sweetheart. And when I get him upset, he handles me so well. And I'm so appreciative of that now. Every man that I've had in the past definitely was like me, a bull, two heads like this. And I think that's my issue. Like, I have to be with somebody that can be a little bit strong, but at the same time knows that I'm just as strong. So they got to be able to level me.
For me, I've learned so much about not just my ex, but the people who I thought was my friends, people who I thought was family, the closest people. I don't care about no one who don't really know me. All right, you believe whatever she said. This is your friend. You're going to take her side. Cool. Y'all stand over there. That doesn't affect. But my family and friends who didn't get an answer out of me or didn't even ask me, is this true? Is this X, Y? No one never even came to me and asked me if anything true. Nobody. They just hook, line, and sink whatever they seen her put online or whatever the conversation that they had. So I was able to see, boom, oh, these people was just waiting for my downfall of my relationship the whole entire time. They could not wait because they seen, I'm not perfect, and I'd let everybody know from the rep, I'm far from perfect. The difference is I put like all of my transgressions. I don't mind saying it because I know you got some transgressions yourself. So at the end of the day, like, I'm gonna hold myself accountable. So if I hold myself accountable, I'm definitely gonna hold everyone else accountable. So at the end of the day, and I'm not about to talk about someone's transgression and not talk about mine. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't want to talk about my transgressions to a whole bunch of people, which is why I'm not talking about other people's.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I've learned so much about the people around me, and they were just waiting for my downfall. And it brought, I'm gonna use this term. It brought hypocrisy out of everyone who I thought was my friends, and I thought, well, they still my family regardless. But you know, it triggered other things inside of people that was laying dormant in them, just waiting for the right opportunity. So I learned from that.
Yeah, but
and I also learned who was my real friends.
Yeah.
Because I would definitely say, you know, it ain't like it's something simple as in someone, you know, is quiet. I know a lot of people.
Yeah, bitterness cannot just run within the ex. It could run within the friends and family around them as well.
It brings out the bitterness in all of them because they seen, like, even my ex, you know, some family or friends, they seen me and her was gone for over a decade. So, like, while they was running through different men, right? They friends or family, some people was running through different men while she was consistent through, you know, over a decade with one person and fighting through while they just gave up on theirs. So they just couldn't wait to the, you know, I guess we gave them what everybody was wanting on the low, right? Honestly, to be truthfully.
On the flip side, I've definitely felt the want to ruin that man's reputation because he was doing that to me. I felt the want. Did I do it? No. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not the type to be a talker like that. Like, I feel like that's corny. Like, to just be a talker and talk bad about people. I really do believe in karma. I try my best to be as good as possible, even though I have done wrong in life and I have shitted on people multiple times. I'm acting on emotion in that moment, and then I come back down and like, oh fuck, what did I just do? But I really try my best not to do that. And I'm not a talker. I'm never gonna be the one to be spreading rumors or lies, especially about someone.
I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I'm gonna be perfectly honest, but I'm gonna keep it. The nigga side of me, man, I be wanting to say so much, and I got the receipts. I got the receipts. I just be like, this is what you want to do, like, yeah. And I literally be sometimes on edge, like really going through it, right? Because I'm like, yo, I can't believe like you really tell, and I can I can post up text, but I'm gonna look corny.
You look messy.
And not only that, this is my, like, we have children, right? So I'm not gonna bite the me. I don't want no one to look bad about I don't want no one to look at my ex bad at the end of the day, because it's gonna affect them. And I was with her anyway. You know what I'm saying? I was with her anyway. So at the end of the day, like that I knew what it was. And
I think the whole baby mother and baby father is even more serious than just a regular ex, because that they're with you almost like for life to your kids. You know, they are with you for life. You know, so what you just said, you care about the image.
Yeah, and then how I look. Who I'm gonna be hurting more? I'm gonna be hurting my girls, and they're gonna watch or be able to be on social media and be able to see some things that their parents is acting crazy. I just think it's uncivilized for anybody.
So sometimes after a breakup, it may come off bad if you're speaking on your ex's shortcomings. You know, like for example, I did date somebody and I left him maybe like a month in because his penis was small and he wasn't good in bed. And I was vocal about this. So did I tarnish his reputation
why
a little
you do
bit?
him like that,
Incidentally, though, like, you know, I didn't do it on purpose, but I feel like it
Really,
does kind of play
like
a part, right, in tarnishing the reputation.
Dang, you did him wrong. Hey, yo, I got you, my man. I'm gonna stand up for him on this one. You ain't had to do him like that, Nash. Like what? So, listen, morally, I don't think that if you break up with someone, you shouldn't tell other people's shortcomings, especially if you're not going to mention your own shortcomings, right? I think that and I think depending on the mood that you're in, it can determine the context. Because sometimes you can tell a story without having people hate this person or not look down at this person. But if you coming from a view of bitterness, then you can have people looking down on this person. But if you coming from like, you talking to your guy like, no, she was cool as hell, X, Y, and Z, this, and the third, but you know, she just was too much. She was being a little extra. You know what I'm saying? She just a little too much. What do you mean? Like, she just extra all the time, always coming. She don't know how to, or she's not cooking. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And I try to get my grandmother to teach her how to cook, but she don't want to know how to cook. So at the end of the day, I can't deal with that. I gotta go. So it all depends on the way how you tell the story. Would it determine if it sound like you hating or if you just telling the truth, or
Because I am guilty of like calling my best friend after like every little thing.
Oh, in the
like,
heat of the moment?
Like this just happened. This freaking guy, man, I just feel like punching him in the face.
That ain't how you say it. You said,
I'm just trying to tone it down, you know?
Listen, I got you. Because it was in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
You was in a certain mood.
Like you said, I don't think that's smart. Now that I sit up here and we're talking about this, I'm like, there's been a lot of times where I didn't do smart things.
So you tarnish a lot of people.
But not purposely. So
it was by mistake.
Does that make it better?
It was in the heat of just talking to your best friend, venting.
Yeah, that, and I'm guilty of that. I am. But now I'm understanding, sitting up here talking with you and even listening to what Aaron said, you know, it made perfect sense. Don't talk. Keep it within your household. Keep it within your partner. Don't be gossiping. Don't be running to your friends just to like make yourself feel better and let it air out. Just scream if you have to. Like,
and the words of my big bro, Rich, man, he says, get your W's in private and take your L's in private. For real. Just don't talk. You ain't got to say nothing to nobody, because Now, mind you, you said it on one end. The guy might be on the phone saying why he has a view too, right?
Facts.
So, or for my case, the woman might have a view of some things that she don't like about me neither. That hopefully when she tell to someone else, she telling them in the best of manners. For real, for real. But yeah, so at the end of the day, we was talking about bitterness. We was talking about, have your ex ever tried to tarnish your reputation or your name? I think that, Naisha gave a great point and Aaron gave a great point about, they telling their backdrop of their stories and what happened. And the moral of the story, I think that we all can collectively agree on that. Listen, just take your L's in private and keep it moving. Thank you for watching It at the Table. Make sure y'all click on all of our social medias, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Make sure you subscribe, even on TikTok. And thank you very much.